Yeah, a few news for our version 2022.0. Summary here in the blog, file formats updates, some features, functions, and also in our help center in the release notes or version info. Same content as in the blog before. Now, some examples. Um, we can have, of course, wires show or hide. We can change now the kind of lighting we want to apply. So typically we have an own light source predefined. You couldn't change. Now you can apply a little bit the diffuse and specular lighting to have the model appear a little bit like in the night, for instance. The second is you want to change the appearance of the lights itself of a vehicle, like in the car. And there's now settings like luminance and transparency, which you can use to get that kind of effect. Also, these two yellow things, we have simply set some properties. And for the big lamps for the headlights, we will show later how we do that to set the effects on that. Another example out of our well-known forklifter, the Achelon, and the question is, how to get there. So again, we start with a regular model. We change the lighting as the first one to have it appear a little bit like in the night. And if we want to glow certain parts, so have them glow, then we can set the parameters as before, like the luminance and transparency. If you set the transparency at the same time, it looks nicer. Now we used our instance selector to select all the bolts at the same time and also change some attributes and so forth. So as usual, you can save that in our views. And if we look at another example, which we prepared already, you see we have some more bolts and screws selected. And also we applied a light source in the background somewhere. Now, third example, and now we're going a little bit more in detail how to do that. Okay, the rendering of the wires, we have seen that before. What we would like to do now is, we have here all these kinds of lights. We have some parts inside the cabin which have some luminance effect. So and the big lights in the front, and you see the results over here. But the question is, how to get there, and yeah, let's do that. Here's just the material selection using a skybox, which we will use later in combination with a complete skybox. Now, let's start with the glow effect. So for these lamps over here, first of all, we select the lamps, and then we set the luminance parameter and also transparency. It should be a little bit like plastic or glass and so forth. So even without applying a plastic material, we can set the transparency. So the rear lights, at the same time, we select them one by one, and also there we just change the properties. Pretty straightforward. It's like all the other properties which you know from before. Let's say like changing regular color, like changing transparency in the previous versions of 3D View Station. Now we have changed the lights. We cannot see the effect unless we change the model, the lighting of the general model, so make it a little bit darker, appearing like in the night. So we're changing the lights, the lighting itself. And maybe we also want to apply a different background to make it darker, but we can do that later. So here in front we have some additional lights. So let's take the small ones first, and again, always the same, changing some properties, and that's it. And finally, we have here some of the side lights, and here on the top, a few ones remaining. And again, we could have selected them all together in the beginning if we want to apply the same effects. Of course, you can also use our APIs to do that. Yeah, it's typically I don't know how many people that really doing that manually. Now for the main lights, first thing we do now we apply a material like glass. So glass by itself, it's transparent. So in order to apply light source, first of all, we remove the glasses, and then also this part is a little bit too big, so I extract the faces so that I can simply select one of the faces and then applying a glare effect. So this toolbar you can see here is not really available for a user. It's just helping us to use one of the API functions to apply the glare effect thing. Yeah, and this glare effect, and now let's show all the all parts. So even the glass makes the truck appear like it appears here with shining lights. And now we can finish that with applying a background image. You know, put the truck however we render it on top of a background image, or here inside a building or whatever, or even applying the skybox. So here we applied the same skybox which is used for the metal appearance of the truck itself. Yeah, that's it.